Hi y'all, welcome in. If you are new here, my channel is all about self-development and manifestation, self-mastery, working on your spiritual gifts, and a little bit about entrepreneurship, which if you are interested in learning how to make money online, you are going to want to check out the 5-day challenge, which is in the description box below, as well as the about section. And I want to talk about that a little bit because honestly, that course literally changed my life, y'all. And I was just so tired of seeing so many people figure out how to make money online and do it strategically. And the thing is we spend so much time on social media, so why not leverage it, right? And I've been thinking about it too, and the thing is we think we want money, but what we really want is freedom. And that's exactly what it gave me. And I learned more in those 5 days than I ever did in a single one of my college classes. And again, it just completely changed my life. It gave me my life back. Money is a tool, it's energy. There's nothing bad or evil about it. And it gave me the time and energy to pour into the things that I really love, like making videos about self-development and manifestation and working on my spiritual gifts and using them to give back and help others and be a conduit. And so I know I mention it in every video, but honestly, y'all, I think that most people are stuck in jobs that make them miserable, or they're just okay with, or maybe the money is there, but again, they're just completely bankrupt spiritually, and they're missing that and they're craving that. And so, just get the course, literally do it. It changed my life. You too can be living a different life in just a few months. And if you start with that course and that 5-day challenge, and also check out my money manifestation vortex so that you can shift your energy from one of lack to one of abundance, you truly can be living a different life in just a few months. That's what happened for me. And again, just copy me, literally. Like, I've mapped it out. Just do what I did. Because if I can do it, literally everyone and anyone can. Y'all, when I started this journey, I was so broke. I was so scared. I was under so many old programs and conditions of a lack and poverty mindset, a scarcity mindset. I had been living in survival mode for so long, I didn't even know any better, but that was never the truth of who I actually am. I am the universe, and the universe is infinitely abundant, right? There is more than enough to go around, and why not me? And so again, that's why I created the money manifestation vortex, because not only do you need the course, but you also need something that is going to dissolve all of those old programs and conditions, and help you step into the energy that you actually are. And everyone deserves that. And why I am so passionate about it too, because I know that there are just so many people out there who are in the exact same position that I was. And I think that people who know it works that is why they are so passionate about giving back. You really do want to turn around and grab the hand of the next, right? And then, anything else about self-development and manifestation to continue to master yourself, I'm here for you. Literally take my advice, okay? I don't know everything. I am a perpetual student always. It's just that I did it. And if I can do it, literally everyone and anyone can. But with all of that said and all of that spiel, and also if you're interested too, I did make a pretty long post about it where you can read too, where I talked about my story a little bit and a little bit more about the course, and that link is there for you too. So yeah, with that said, I wanted to make a video today regarding ways that we can stay in the reality, our true reality of the wish fulfilled when we are struggling. And staying in the wish fulfilled is a Neville Goddard technique. If you are familiar, it is pretty popular. Neville Goddard, he is really one of the manifestation OGs. I mean, we are still talking about him, still using his methods because it's absolutely life-changing. It works. He was so ahead of his time. If you ever get the chance to read his books or even listen to them on audio books, I did both. They are completely life-changing and really do give you some more insight. But staying in the wish fulfilled is one of his most popular methods and ideas. But I wanted to make this video because I want to make this for those people who are like me and have trouble ignoring their reality. I am an air sign. I still struggle with overthinking and am still trying to dissolve that program daily, but I can't believe how far I have come. I mean, I truly believe in only looking back to see how far you have come. And when it comes to overthinking, I have made absolute leaps and bounds. But with that said, I am really honest with myself about being someone who struggles to ignore my reality, and probably why my manifestations took a little bit longer, even though I don't sweat that. They have happened and they are still happening regularly, and I am quite literally blown away all the time. But I am a person who struggled with that and who does still struggle with that. It's hard to stay in the wish fulfilled if you are having a hard time in your current reality and are not able to be like these other people who talk about that and are able to completely ignore their reality. Now, I am pretty good at being delusional with some things and certainly believe in that as well. Like I totally gaslight myself, when I feel myself slipping into, a negative mindset that I know is just not the truth anymore, but sometimes it creeps up and that's okay. And I have, these steps, these methods in place that really do help me when I am having trouble ignoring my realities. All right, so the first thing that I do to try to help myself stay in the state of the wish fulfilled, and this is a classic Neville Goddard technique. It is so powerful. It is honestly probably one of the ways that I have manifested the quickest. And so what you're going to do, and what I do, is I leverage and I use the time that I have right before falling asleep to visualize and manifest. And what you're going to do, what I do specifically, is I create one scene in my head that represents the wish fulfilled to me. And it's not even necessarily like me in the car or having anything to do with stuff necessarily. I mean, I am in my dream home, but I pick a really simple scene where I am actually really attached to the emotion of that scene, that feeling of the wish fulfilled in that scene, and why that scene kind of brings me those emotions because, you know, not only does the visualization help, but if you can attach it to the emotion, that's when you really become a powerful manifester. So I create a simple scene that represents the wish fulfilled and is very attached to the emotion of it as well. And what I do is I just play it on a loop, literally over and over again. And again, it's just a short scene. I keep it simple and more about the feeling. And I just hit it on repeat and I just play it in a loop literally until I pass out. And the reason why this is so powerful is because when you fall asleep, that's when you just become pure consciousness and your brain goes to work pulling in that manifestation for you. That is literally the job of your brain, the job of your consciousness, of your subconscious mind. So that's the first thing that I do. And also you make that fun, you don't overcomplicate it. And it's just a really nice scene and feeling to fall asleep into. And Neville Goddard's books have so many examples of his clients using this technique. And then that scene literally coming to fruition and playing out exactly how they imagined it, and particularly with that feeling. And the second way that I help myself stay in the wish fulfilled, and because I am a person who struggles to ignore reality, is I use scripting. And I use this a couple of different ways, and you've probably heard of this before, but what I did was I wrote out a letter to myself. And this is where I really went into more detail, because with the visualization right before I go to sleep, I really just pick the one scene. But with the scripting, this is where I got more specific. But what I did is, rather than saying, I want this, I want that, and being really specific about that, and yes, certainty is extremely important, but I wrote myself a letter from the place of these things have already happened and I am so grateful for them. So I wrote a letter to myself just expressing so much gratitude, going into detail, and writing it from a place of these things have already happened. Now, it's important to pay attention also to the energy that you are putting into this as you are writing this letter as well, because you also want to write it from a place of these things are completely normal for me. This life, this experience, these desires are all completely normal for me, rather than putting them on a pedestal, because when that happens, contrast tends to take over and creep in and then make you feel like you are below these experiences, these desires, these manifestations. So you really want to come from a place of normalizing them and just making it kind of neutral, but of course still having a very grateful spirit and heart towards these things. And what I did with this letter, and still do, because every time a manifestation comes to fruition, I will write a new letter so that I can keep bringing in my manifestations and can keep growing my state of wish fulfillment, because I am never done. And so I write this letter, a new one, every single time, and I keep the letter by my bed, and I read it first thing when I wake up in the morning, and I read it first thing before I go to bed at night, so that it is the last thing, along with the scene that I am playing in my head, that is in my mind before I fall into sleep and the door opens up for my subconscious mind. And this really helps me because, and especially on a hard day, I'm always really grateful for that letter, because I can really read it anytime that I need to. But again, right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up in the morning is the most powerful. It's when the door to the subconscious mind is the most open. And the second that you unlock that, you unlock your manifestation abilities. It's all right there for you. And scripting and using this letter is a great, amazing way to do it. And so let's move on to the final way that I help myself stay in the wish fulfilled. And the last thing that I like to do is record myself, and not necessarily like taking a video, although you can if you want, but I more just use the recorder on my phone or even on CapCut if you want. Or there's even different apps that you can use where you can just record your voice, and those are great too, because they actually just play on a loop if you don't stop it. But what I do is record myself reading my scripted letter about being in the wish fulfilled, and I listen to it, quite a few times if I am having a harder time that day, and it just helps me reset if I am struggling to ignore my reality or gaslight myself or anything like that. And so yeah, that is a really, really great tool. I love that, and I will just play that on a loop if I am getting ready in the morning. I listen to it in the shower. Sometimes I'll play it on low when I'm just working or going about my business, so that my subconscious mind is aware of it and taking notes while I'm just doing whatever else I need to be doing. But yeah, so recording myself reading aloud my letter about the wish fulfilled and being in that state that I wrote to myself has been extremely powerful. So try that as well. I really, really hope that it helps. And the other thing that I do too for recording myself is recording lots of little things that I am grateful for. I'll make it really simple. That helps me as well, when I am particularly struggling on a day, and I will just be so grateful for, water, food, my shelter. I'll be so grateful that I have eyesight, the ability to take care of certain tasks throughout my day that most of the time that we just don't even think about. And just because, being grateful and keeping it simple really raises your vibration, which is going to make you really, attractive to the wish fulfilled. And I just think it kind of doubles down on that powerful energy of the recorded letter to yourself and the scripting and all of that too. So, and I do want to mention one more thing. If you are particularly struggling on a day and about keeping it simple, I am a big believer in affirmations. And on a tough day, you really just want to keep it simple. Just pick one affirmation and then just repeat that to yourself every single day. Just pick the most powerful affirmation for yourself and keep it simple. And I'm going to tell y'all the one that I use, which I got from Louise Hayes. She's obviously so amazing. She's such an expert and another OG as well. But this particular affirmation really helps me, and I will just rattle it off like crazy all day long when I am having a tougher day. But even just, it is such a great one if you even just want to pick one affirmation for a normal day and to even say to yourself in the mirror. This is a powerful one, so you can use this one too if you want. But the affirmation is, all is well, everything is working out for my highest good, and from this experience, only good things will come and I am safe. So I just wanted to share that with y'all as well. And that one really, really helps me. So I hope that this video was helpful. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. I'm sending you so much love and encouragement on your journey. If my energy resonates with yours, please consider liking and subscribing. And I will see y'all in the next one.